testimony is the music that's come from it, because I've been playing music for 6 years, starting with piano, but I didn't start writing till recently, kind of after I got diagnosed. So I was going to start out with a song that I wrote a while ago, because I wrote it specifically for this. Life is full of ups and downs, all these smiles, all these frowns. You can look ahead, look behind, or get caught by what's on your mind. You've got bad and good and wrong and right, we're limited, open to our side. With the faith of heaven at my back and the doubts and questions I now lack, I can hold fast to your promise. There's godliness among us. Follow your lead to the end. I'll trust you, this path I will tread. When all I am is suffering, I'll be trusting in the King. I look deep into my life and see the blessings all inside, and I find it's a miracle to be alive. Hard to stay on the righteous path while the world thinks I'm a psychopath, for believing in the God I know and love. He's my foundation, protection, my rock and my shield. Through my God I know I am healed. With faith of heaven at my back and the doubts and questions I now lack, I will hold fast to your promise. There's godliness among us. I'll follow your lead to the end. I'll trust you, this path I will tread. When all I am is suffering, I'll be trusting in the King. I look deep into my life and see the blessings all inside, and I find it's a miracle to be alive. It's a miracle to be alive. It's a miracle to be alive. So, pretty much what I wanted to give there was kind of like a background as to what has been going on in my life and what I've learned. So, I guess I'll start from the beginning, which is when I was diagnosed, which was a year and a half ago. And I guess I didn't make this very clear, but I have type 1 diabetes, which is basically where my pancreas stopped working. So I don't produce insulin, which means whenever I eat carbs or any sugar of any kind, I have to tell my little pump here to give me the amount of insulin for it. Then I have to check my blood sugar to make sure it doesn't go too high or too low, because that would result in death. So just to kind of give you guys a visual, I'm going to change my inset, which is where the insulin goes in as I talk, if you don't mind. So when I was diagnosed, my blood sugar was actually 1,098, which a normal blood sugar is 80 to 120. So realistically, I should have been dead, is what they said. But I walked in fully awake. So praise God for that, because I'm here. But then I guess so. Usually I spend a lot of time on that, but I mean that's pretty much the majority of it. And then every day I have to check my blood, about 6 to 8 times a day, which isn't necessarily fun because it takes a really, really long, it takes a lot of work to keep my blood sugar normal. So that takes a lot of faith. Then I have to change this in my insulin every 2 to 3 days, which this is a pretty big needle that I have to stick into me and then pull back out, which isn't fun. But it takes up a lot of time too. Also, it's really hard money-wise for my parents because they have to go through all that insulin. My normal amount cost for diabetes is about $500 a month, which is a lot to change in just a day. So that takes a lot of faith too. And then everyday activities are hard. I enjoy running. I started after I was diagnosed, and that's really difficult because, I mean, I'm running, I'm out there. If I go low, I gotta have a friend carry me back, which is really hard, not only for me, but for them too. But main problem that I have is my nighttime, because when I go to sleep, I can't feel my blood sugar. I've woken up low before, but it's scary to think that I can go to bed and I might not wake up in the morning, because I have no idea what my sugar is going to do. It's completely unpredictable. So that really stretches my faith in crazy ways. But the other day, my friend asked me, we were talking about fear, and she goes, "What are you afraid of?" And I kind of thought about it for a second, and then I looked up and I said, "Nothing," which sounds kind of weird coming from somebody like me. And I said, "I'm not afraid of anything." And I thought of this, so I wrote it down. I said, "As humans, we fear the unexpected," which I think all of us could agree with. But we know God, and if God knows everything, then nothing's unexpected, so why are we afraid? So that really hit home for me, which is a big part for me. Okay, he's ready to change him. So, I mean, this is a big deal. Yep, that's it. I iced it, so I really couldn't feel that, but I'll feel it in a couple minutes. Okay, so another big thing about my testimony is that I really wouldn't give this up for anything, because I've realized that through everything that I've been through, I've blessed a lot of people with it. When I was really little, I was diagnosed with celiac disease, so I can't have wheat, which is bread, or anything like that. And through a lot of ways, that's helped a lot of people that probably would have died otherwise, which is a big story for me. But then one day before I even had diabetes, I was at, I forget even where I was, but there were all these people that had been healing people all around the world, and they said, "Hey, let's try to heal you." And I said, "Are you sure that's a good idea?" And they said, "Yeah, let's give it a shot." And then I was like, "Okay." They said, "I'm allergic to milk too, deathly allergic to milk." And they said, "Okay." They prayed over me, they said, "You're healed, go home and eat some ice cream." I said, "Okay." I went home and I ate ice cream. I was miserable all night long. I was like, "Wait, but God, why'd you do that?" I was little. I was like, "God, why'd you do that? They said they could heal me." And then I realized, why am I trying to get rid of it whenever it's here for a reason? Because it's, he's using it. Sorry, I'm still going with this thing. I have to fill it up with this one. Otherwise, I don't get it. There you go. This is my pancreas. But so that's a really big part for me, is that I wouldn't give this up. Me and my mom, we made videos, and God made it all, but through us, we made these videos that have been all around the world for the American Diabetes Association. I've run races, we've raised money, a lot of other things that have happened, and that's through me having this. And so the other day I was sitting there and I was praying, my sugar at night, the past 2 weeks, which I think is on purpose, but I'm not sure yet, but for the past 2 weeks, my sugar has been crazy, like 300 all day, so I don't feel good. I'm actually very angry, which is frustrating, but I'm very angry at everybody when it's high. And so, as it was high, I was sitting there praying, and I was just angry at everything. And I was like, why is this happening? And then it really hit me, and I was like, when I was little, my aunt died from cancer. I didn't know why. And then 6 years later, I found out that what happened was God traded my innocence in for compassion, and that helped me in missions field. And I thought, okay, I don't know what this is going to do, but I know it's going to do something. I may never see it, or it may be a while, but I know that it's definitely going to do something. And God's going to use it for the greater glory. So, also, music is a huge part now. I didn't write songs. I played music for a while, but I didn't write songs at all before now. 2 months ago, I was talking to my friend who's a writer, and I go, why don't you write me a song just for fun? We'll do it. And I think the first song we wrote was Unworthy, which I play all the time. But, so she writes a song, and we now have 20, I think, over the course of 2 months, and we're going to make an album that we're going to use to try to kind of get missions going, missions funding, and everything like that. And so when I'm up late at night with my sugar, because I can't go to bed until it goes down or up or wherever it needs to be, and so I was up till midnight last night trying to get that sorted out. But while I'm up late at night, I'm playing the guitar, I'm writing songs. God's putting the words in my head that He wants me to write. Every song I write starts with a line that He put in my head. The other day, I forgot to share this part, but the other day, that's I was walking the dogs, and he gave me one line. Let's see if I can find it. It was see the thorn in his side. That's all I heard. I was like, okay, that's interesting, so I wrote it down. And then, as I went through, I was like, no, I'm gonna change that. And I changed everything, and so now I have a song that I'm working on, and it's a story of Jesus. It says, watch the blood as he prays, as he anticipates the grave, hears cry through the night in his Father's sight. See the tears in his eyes, see the spear in his side, the nails in his wrist, his life he freely gives. He paid the price for all, and the price for one. Now he calls us his daughters and his sons. This is he who makes things new. This is he who does all you've been through. The great I am, the Lord of all, the one who breaks down all of our walls. And then, immediately following that, with the thorn in his side, I wrote both of these, walking the dogs, which I was going to do this one, but I couldn't finish it in time. But here I am again with this thorn on my side, crying out to you, Lord, please fix my life. My battles are too much to bear. I'm trying to remember that you care. My faith is strong, but is it strong enough when I feel so alone? The chorus, and this really hit home to me, is I will trust in him who makes me whole, and in my trials he's where I'll go. Really short, really simple, but it really hit hard, because I had to really realize that I can't do anything about my blood sugar. It could kill me in an instant. I can't stop it. So my entire life now, I'm going to have to trust in him to make sure that he's putting me where I want to go. He's going to keep me safe, and I just need to trust. I went to run the Savage race a couple days ago. My numbers were 250 all day. I went and I said, okay, I have to take my pump off for 2 hours, so I'm not getting insulin, so I could skyrocket. But I've been training, and I'm going to trust that God's going to take care of me. I went, I ran it, I came back, and my number was 84. So I guess that's about it.